Welcome to SVGTV News for Thursday, May 18th, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. This country's Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, has expressed the view that freedom from colonialism does not necessarily ensure independence. Speaking Tuesday at the opening ceremony of the United Nations Regional Seminar on the Future for Decolonization in the Non-Self-Governing Territories, PM Gonsalves said while persons may become free, they could still be chained under administrative rule and have a colonial mindset.
Is a peculiar construct. Very often the colonial mind for material and security reasons, depending on the nature of colonialism, have a preference for that political construct over them. And we must admit that some countries that have gone to independence, their institutions have not been those which have endeared themselves to their people who fought for independence.
The Prime Minister also spoke on the importance for citizens to have the right to self-determination and who should govern them.
At the end of the day, however, I am a man and a woman is a woman, and we have a right to self-determination. And that is why the United Nations has correctly established this as a guiding principle. The right to self-determination, the right to independence, and the importance of the territorial integrity of peoples occupying the landscape and seascape with which they have been endowed.
The three-day seminar will conclude this evening with a cocktail at the official residence of the Prime Minister. Meanwhile, SVGTV News understands that earlier today there was a physical altercation at the conference between two of the representatives, one from Algeria and the other from Morocco, resulting in one of them having to seek medical attention. SVGTV News has since been informed by a reliable source that it was the Moroccan representative who was taken to the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital for examination. The altercation reportedly occurred just before noon today as delegates from around the world were preparing to wrap up the UN's Regional Decolonization Conference. Algeria and Morocco have been in a long festering border conflict over the Western Sahara, which is also known as the Sands War. The disagreement between the two nations all started in October 1963 when the Moroccan government claimed portions of Algeria. SVGTV News was unable to verify exactly what caused the altercation between the representatives of both nations at the conference today. And earlier today, while the delegates at the conference were in discussion at the NIS conference room, the frontline protesters used the opportunity to stage a peaceful demonstration outside the building. The demonstrators, who have been protesting against the results of the December 2015 elections for some time now, said that they are not in favor of Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves addressing the UN Decolonization Seminar and accused him of being a hypocrite.
Just wish, though, that Vincentians will get up off their laurels and let the world know that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is being held under siege by Ralph Gonsalves and his regime. We are tired of it, but nonetheless, there are few of us who are brave enough to come out here. We have with us this morning Margaret. Margaret, even such was her haste to get here. She left her shoes. She went back to get it. But with people like her, we need a few more women. And if you notice, we're all women. Where are the men? Sitting down and talking what? And clogging up the radio. We need action on the ground.
Another protester, Margaret London, said although there were not many of them, she believed they were effective.
We speak all the time about neocolonialization, neocolonialism, and what we have in St. Vincent today is exactly that. A new form of slavery where citizens are being browbeaten into submission, and usually with the use of the law. So whereas we think that there is strength in numbers, but where 1 and 2 are gathered, that is enough to get the message out to the world to know what is going on in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There is too much wickedness, too much victimization.
And the opposition New Democratic Party said it is currently exploring all available options to continue pushing the government to place all on the table to ensure a level of accountability. At a media conference on Wednesday, opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday highlighted areas in which they believe the ruling Unity Labour Party has come up short in being accountable to the people of SVG. Dr. Friday stated that the court system is one possible route available for the party to get answers to some of the questions they have been asking.
That was one more step that we took in the process, and we will look at all the options available to us as to how we can continue to press this issue, because the fact that so many people have become engaged in this discussion, there's not a single issue that I have been participating in the last several years in this country, other than probably the petitions, where people on the street will stop me all the time and ask me about this. It shows that the ordinary man is concerned, a woman is concerned about what is happening. And it is an option available, and I'm not saying that that is the option that we're going to drum to now, but there are provisions where you can ask for a declaration regarding those matters from the court. But it's not something that we are contemplating presently, but it certainly is an option in the long run.
The service provided by the omnibus operators here in SVG is of critical importance to the nation's children. That's according to Maureen Williams, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, National Reconciliation and Ecclesiastical Affairs, as she spoke at the launch of activities in commemoration of Minibus Operators Day, which will be celebrated on the 25th of May under the theme, "Keep us safe as you take us on your way." Williams said the activities seek to show appreciation to the omnibus operators for their work, as well as to sensitize them on issues regarding student safety. Highlighting the activities which would take place, Williams said the ministry has partnered with various stakeholders to adopt a bus stop where they would provide various products and services to the operators, as well as thanking them for the service minibus operators offer. The Permanent Secretary appealed to all omnibus operators to take part in the upcoming activities and to seek to safeguard the nation's children while they are being transported to and from school.
I want them to ask themselves some questions. What would I change, if anything, about the way I drive if I was only transporting my brothers, my sisters, my children to school? Would I change anything about the way I drive? Would I change the music that they listen to if I was only transporting my children, my family? Would I use another route? Another drop-off place? What would I change, if anything, if I were only transporting my child? And I'm sure that if they answer that and answer it honestly, then they would do what they should do.
Also speaking at the launch and event today was Sergeant Henry Providence of the RSVG Police Force, who commended the Ministry of Education for its initiative, adding that the police force is not the enemy of omnibus operators, but an organization which is concerned about the safety of all. Providence said the RSVG Police Force is delighted to be a part of the activities, as he considers omnibus operators as important nation builders.
And we want the operators, the drivers, to recognize and see themselves as offering a service and a critical service in nation building. Without the service of the omnibus operators, it will be difficult for our students to get to school, those of us who do not have private transportation. It will be difficult for us teachers to get to school on time. And some of these omnibuses also carry police officers and other public service members. So their role is very crucial and critical for nation building in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we want them to see themselves as that. We want them to see themselves as person offering a service, as someone who operates a restaurant, see yourself as, this is my business, it's my livelihood. And do not look at yourself as just an omnibus operator or just an omnibus driver. But look at yourself and remember the critical and the crucial role that you are playing as a nation builder.
Meanwhile, students of the Thomas Saunders Secondary School and of the Technical Division of the SVG Community College shared some of the issues they face using public transportation and offered solutions which operators can implement.
And drivers and conductors are unfair. They tend to have favorites. They are too selfish. Our fellow students use the term lapping, in which they are exceeding the amount of passengers, and some students are forced to sit in each other's laps. Van drivers are caught drinking alcoholic beverages and driving. Some of the vans are not in good conditions, and some drivers do not maintain them. Passage is too high for such a short distance. There are certain areas on the island that have a limited amount of vans, which makes it harder for our students to get home safely. Our students are wishing for a change. Please make St. Vincent safe. I thank you.
It is of utmost importance for all omnibus drivers to follow and keep in mind the guidelines of the road, because people trust you with their lives every single day. People from all walks of life, including students from every education level, enter your transport on a daily basis and expect you to get them to the various destinations safely. Safety is a must when you enter that driver's seat. So I'm encouraging each and every one of you to think safe first. Remember, 1, to avoid distractions. 2, wear your seat belts at all times. 3, do not speed. 4, stay calm and alert. And lastly, think safe. Appreciate the day and continue to be responsible drivers. Thank you.
Some 1,642 grade 6 students across the country will be examined tomorrow in the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment at 17 centers. Of the overall number registered, there are 799 females and 843 males. Earlier today, SVG-TV News caught up with the principal of the Caliqua Anglican School, Cosell Smith, who praised her staff for the work invested in the students throughout the academic year in preparing them for tomorrow's final component of the assessment.
On Monday, we took them on a retreat to have them relax, where we have different officials came in and special people who are well prepared for children in that light, and they were well taught how to relax themselves. And I know that they usually have evening lessons, and our teachers are really doing a great job. The parents too, they are very supportive of the children.
And over the year, over the academic year, what was your teaching strategy as a principal?
Our strategy is to always have the children testing and remediating in between. So when we found any kind of weakness, we hone in on that weakness immediately so that the children, that they could overcome it. Plus we give homework and we liaise with the parents. So parent-teachers connection was one of the main things along with the homework, so that we can have the children well prepared for CPA.
And having said all of that, are you confident for tomorrow's examination sitting?
100%. I am not looking for anything less, because my teachers are really on the ball. When it comes to CPA, Caliqua is the best, of course, and we know that we are going to do well.
One of the 3 teachers at the institution, Cynthia Roberts, was asked about her teaching methods, and she said her focus was more on the practical work.
The science teacher. So I actually did a lot of activities where my students make models and stuff like that, because not all students, not all students would read in notes or list here, but if they actually do the stuff, I think they will retain the information more. So for me, I had a lot of hands-on activities for my class, for my science class.
And how have your your students respond to this teaching method?
It was well. It was actually, they did a lot. They were actually into it more. As soon as they have an activity, Mrs. Is a project, Mrs. Is there going to be something that we have to do? And they were really into it. They were actually more excited doing that.
The Stubbs Government School has registered some 24 students to sit the exams. Principal Andrew John said he is confident in the students' abilities based on their level of preparedness.
I've been communicating with them, I've been watching them, been also helping a bit in their work, and I feel fairly confident. Well, actually, the style has changed a bit, seeing that we have had the CPA coming on stream, so they have had the children being prepared more in-house, and I think that has helped to really mold and help the children themselves in the way they approach the exams, because a lot of the work would have been done internally. So this exam tomorrow is only a part of what they would have done. So I think it has made it much easier for the children and for us as well.
Meantime, the school's grade 6 teacher, Kayon Kerr, said it was important for her that the students understand what is expected of them.
And I ensure that they do their work, and those children are weakest, I make sure I provide opportunities for them so they can excel as well, so everybody can be on the same level. Because every child needs equal opportunities and a lot of practice and after school lessons and all of that. And if you see they do something wrong, I will go it over and give them again to practice, and that will help them to get better. Some of them, where the weaker ones, they were more feel like a bit pressured. But after the teacher gives them the encouragement, you make them see where they're headed, and it helped them to excel. And I find they have improved a lot, and we expect great things from them.
Some of the students we spoke with today said they are anticipating tomorrow's big day and further spoke on their level of preparedness.
Are you confident for your CPA examinations tomorrow?
Yes, miss.
What about the other examinations, the other subjects?
They're easy, but they're a little hard.
And which school do you want to attend? Which secondary school?
Girls High School.
Well, I feel confident, and my teacher has been encouraging me that I will do good. So I feel confident and I believe that I will do very good.
And which subject are you most confident about?
Maths.
And what do you aspire to be?
A police.
Are you scared? Are you confident?
Confident.
Why?
Because it's a long dream for me to go against CPA. I was always a little girl who always wanted to challenge myself.
And which subject do you think will challenge you most tomorrow?
English.
What about the other subjects?
I think I'm ready to take them on as well. And I think I will do real good as my brothers.
Indeed, tomorrow is a big day, and we will be kind of nervous because it's the first time we are going to move on to another school. So for me, I'm pretty nervous right now because from since grade 1, I've been doing pretty good.
And which is your strongest subject?
I'd say language arts is my strongest subject.
Right now, I'm feeling prepared, but tomorrow I think I will be nervous.
Okay, but you won't let that show in your exams, right? You don't want to let the nerves get the better of your exams.
No, I'm sure I'm going to go and put my right foot forward.
And which is your favorite subject?
Mathematics.
I'm feeling good because I know I have studied real hard, so I know I will do it.
And how have you been preparing for your exams since last year?
Studying, I putting away the computers and the Androids and stuff and read my book.
Well, all the best to all of the students tomorrow. They are expected to sit multiple choice papers in mathematics, English and science as a final component of the CPEA. The results of the CPEA are expected to be published in June. The dream of working for the British royal family, in particular Queen Elizabeth II, came through for one Vincentian. 25-year-old Moriba O'Gara is the recipient of the Royal Household Hospitality Scholarship and will complete a 6-week stint at Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle from May 15th to June 23rd, 2017. Britain's Prince Harry, during his visit to the Caribbean last November, announced that the Royal House Hospitality Scholarship 2017 would offer 9 hospitality placements for Caribbean citizens in Her Majesty's birthday year. 1 scholarship each was awarded to Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Barbados, Belize, Grenada, Jamaica and the Bahamas, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Recipients of the prestigious scholarship have the opportunity to work alongside the Masters Department team within the Royal Kitchens, the front of the house section and housekeeping section, and live within the Royal Mews Buckingham Palace in staff accommodation. The program is designed for hospitality professionals seeking further advancements in their chosen fields while serving in the Master of the Households Department, which plans and delivers all entertainment given by the Queen. While in London, Ogaro and the other scholarship recipients will visit companies holding royal warrants, which will offer insight into specific industries, products and services. During the time spent in the royal household, the scholars will also have the opportunity to attend the Royal Ascot Week at Windsor Castle, an annual elite horse racing and socialization event in June. Carnival Beat is coming right up. Stay with us. Welcome to Carnival Beat. Representative of the Agricultural Input Warehouse in the 2017 Miss SVG pageant, Brittany Oliver, is beaming with confidence and says she is grateful for the pageant's Women Empowerment campaign, which has given her and other contestants the opportunity to highlight sensitive issues in the Vincentian society. Oliver, who is from Caliacor, tells SVG-TV's Nolisha Miller that on the night of June 3rd, she has one goal in mind, and that is to walk away wearing the crown.
You see yourself being a pillar, a role model for persons in the Vincentian community where advocating for incest is concerned.
I see myself as a very strong individual, and being strong for myself means I can be strong for others.
Humble, hardworking, and determined are just a few of the traits being used to describe Miss Agricultural Input Warehouse, Brittany Oliver. When we met up with the Calico resident, she was a bit timid at first. However, she eventually warmed up to us and admitted that the university scholarship, which is at stake for the winner of the pageant, is one of the major contributors to her participation in the pageant.
It's because due to the scholarship and also to be an empowerment for the young girls, and also because of my confidence, that is why I decided to enter the Miss SVG pageant this year.
Bearing her responsibilities as an advocate in the ECGC's Women Empowerment campaign, Oliver said it gives her and the other delegates the opportunity to be the voice of the victims of many of the social ills in today's society.
My platform for the empowerment campaign this year would be incest. It's not a good thing. I decided to do this to be a voice for persons who are afraid to come out and speak up about what is happening.
Also focused on building a thriving career, Oliver said she has no intention of giving up her platform even after the pageant in advocating against incest.
After the Miss SVG pageant, I tend to pursue my career in hospitality management and also continue with my empowerment campaign.
And when you say continuing, how do you go about doing this?
I go about, well...
What do you go about?
I would first develop a community group with persons in my community. It doesn't have to be incest victims, but persons who are against incest.
Brittany assures patrons that they would not be disappointed with her performance on the night of June 3rd, 2017.
Expect nothing but the best and also intelligence.
And of the 4 categories, which are you most comfortable with?
Out of the 4 categories, I must say I am comfortable with all of them.
All 7 contestants vying for the Miss SVG title 2017 are busy preparing for show night and hoping that they will be the one to walk away with the crown. Nolisha Miller for Carnival Beats.